Welcome to Self-Led Love with me, your host, Bahia Miller. Together, using the powerful framework of internal family systems, we will take on the spiritual and oh-so-human curriculum of becoming radically responsible for our parts and how they show up and grow up in intimate partnership. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive in. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are going to do a meditation using the 5 Ps of IFS to explore how we show up in our relationships. So maybe you've heard the 8 Cs of self-energy, right? These are curiosity, compassion, connection, calm, etc. But have you heard of these 5 Ps? They're playfulness, persistence, patience, presence, and perspective. So like the 8 Cs of self-energy, these 5 Ps kind of point at an inherent quality that we all have deep down within us in our core, and different parts of us at different extremes can get in the way and block these qualities. Those are the parts that we actually want to bring attention to and hold some space for within ourselves. And I'll just put a little disclaimer. Don't do this while you're driving. And you may want a pencil and paper, just to make some notes for any parts that show up along the way. So today I'm going to invite you to choose one relationship in your life. This could be your partner. It could be a parent, a child, someone you work with, a friend, anyone. And we're going to kind of take an inventory about how much you're experiencing each one of these Ps in this partnership and any parts that might be blocking that sunlight of your self-energy coming through in this way. So bring your body into a comfortable position. You could be sitting or lying down. However it is that you can be present, just intentionally adjusting your bones, maybe sitting up tall, relaxing your muscles, your jaw, your palms, and the soles of your feet. Just notice your breathing as you slow down, gathering your focus, letting outside distractions take a break, give you some space. And I'll invite you to bring to mind a relationship that you care about. Maybe you can see that person in your mind's eye, or think about them just kind of in a broad view to start. Maybe you imagine the person is standing in front of you. And as I name each of these 5 Ps, we'll invite any parts of you that want to be known to come forward. And so starting with presence, can you be present with them in the inner world right now? Not in the past or the future. And what is it like to be in presence with this person? Do you notice any sensations in your body, thoughts, or feelings? Are there any parts that show up and maybe make it hard to be in presence? Just notice if there's anything there. Maybe extending a little curiosity toward. Seeing if there is a part there that it wants to tell you more about what its concerns are. Then either staying with that one for another moment or envisioning what it might be like to have just 1% more presence with this person. And then maybe taking a deep breath to clear that. And then inviting in the experience of patience in relationship with this person. What is embodying patience look like in this relationship? Are there parts of you that get in the way of this occasionally or sometimes? Maybe in heated moments, day to day? Or do you have parts that struggle with patience on another person's timeline for their healing and their growth? Just take a moment to notice what arises for you in the realm of patience with this person. And maybe see if you can envision what it might look and feel like to up your patience just by 1% more. And then taking a nice deep clearing breath, letting that one go. And coming to perspective. So just imagining this person that you're standing across from, just getting curious about what perspective really means, what it is. See if you can really hold them as a whole and complex person with many parts. Are there certain parts of this person that you know about that are more difficult for you, that maybe cause you to get blended with your protectors or your exiles? Maybe they get blended sometimes with their parts. Just notice the pulsation of your ability to hold a broad perspective of, of this person, of yourself, and the space and process that's unfolding between you. And maybe you can invite your awareness or perspective to zoom out, even just by 1% more, just to hold their complexity, your complexity, to hold the humanity that's unfolding here. And then again, take a nice deep breath. Shifting into some curiosity around playfulness. With this person, are there moments that you can think of where playfulness shines through? What does it look like or feel like to be playful with this person? Does it feel safe to be playful with this person? Are there parts that have a challenging time with this one? Are there other parts that might need to soften to make space for that quality to shine through? And if there are any concerned parts with being playful, really take a moment to listen to whatever is here, whatever needs attention. And can you envision what it might be like or feel like or look like to have 1% more playfulness in this relationship? What might that offer you? Taking another deep breath in. And finally, persistence, the fifth P. Persistence is our staying power, our willingness to come back again and again, to repair, to grow, to reinvest. Maybe it's the decision of commitment that we've made with this person. Maybe it's your own commitment to yourself to keep growing and learning. How does persistence manifest currently in this relationship? What does it look like, feel like, maybe in the body or the heart? Just noticing the quality and texture and strength or softness of your persistence. And what would 1% more persistence potentially look like in relationship? And taking another deep breath in and out. As you see this person in front of you one more time in your mind's eye, maybe thank them for being one of your teachers to help you grow in your capacity for connection. Maybe offer some appreciation to any parts of you that showed up in this excavation inquiry. Maybe letting a part or two or however many know that you're coming back for them, if that feels true, to spend more time. And then slowly letting that person, letting them go, letting them drift away, coming back into this moment, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe giving your body a stretch, looking around your room. Well, thanks for joining me for that. And my invitation to you is to choose just one of these qualities, just one of these Ps to experiment with in your relationships this week. See how it would feel to set that as an intention, something to focus on, and also to be with the parts that show up in the face of that. And if you have a partner who is available for this conversation and this exploration, share this episode with them. Say, I did this thing today. It was a nice reset. I thought you might enjoy it. I thought it would be fun for us to talk about it. See if they're into it. We really change our relationships through all of these little micro moments where we're doing things differently and showing up in a new way. So much of it starts within ourselves with our own mindset. And every time I say mindset, I actually think of heart set, right? We're setting this intention from our heart, getting our heart oriented in a way that feels expansive, empowering, focused, loving. And so if you found this practice helpful today, please let me know. I am just experimenting with how to use this platform in ways that will support folks as we do this collective work of healing and liberation in relationship. And if you liked this one, you might also enjoy my unblending meditation. It's linked in the show notes. And thank you so much for joining. We'll see you next week, everyone. Thanks.